What's up, it's your boy Cool Man. Today we're gonna be looking at the Roblox Direct. I have no idea what this game is. I have no idea what it is. What's this? The game gonna release. Wait, what? When's the game gonna release? This week? Oh shoot, what the heck? I gotta look at this game. What the heck?
Hello everybody, and
Make sure you like,
welcome
subscribe.
to the Roblox Direct. I'm Coltrane,
Roblox?
owner and lead artist for Roblox, and I'm joined here by the rest of the dev team. On the
Okay.
far left, we got Q,
Yo, what's up? I'm the lead scripter.
Minnie,
Hello, I'm a content scripter.
Okay.
and to my right, we got Kraken.
I'm sorry, but what this game all about though? They better explain in these 12 minutes.
Everyone, I make models.
And on the far right, we got Abnormal.
Hi, I'm the only builder.
And without further ado, let's get right into it.
Oh, okay. Oh, they using the thing that everybody use. Okay. I respect.
With introductions out of the way, let's get right into what exactly Roblox is.
Okay.
First and foremost, Roblox is a free-to-play permadeath RPG with class-based progression.
RPG permadeath? I'm not too fond of these, but okay.
Players will be able to explore an open map, completing quests, fighting monsters, and killing other players to get new gear and develop their characters.
Oh god.
Delving deeper into the permadeath aspects of Roblox, most players will start out with 3 lives, although this may change based on your race. Each time you die, you'll lose a life. Lives are indicated on the left side of your screen above your mana bar. If you lose a life, you'll be able to get one back using a life crystal. These can be found as a rare drop in a variety of loot pools and also crafted with some rare materials. Once you reach 0 lives, you'll wake up in the Crimson and have to restart your character. Worry not though, Roblox is a roguelike game, and as you play, you'll be able to earn some meta progression currency that you can use to make your next runs a little bit easier. Or you can also use them for things such as re-rolling your race.
Well, that's not bad
On
then.
top of this, some things you unlock throughout your progression, such as the fast travel pylon behind me, will save through your wipes and be unlocked on all of your slots.
I think you're talking about that green thing.
Anyways, with that brief overview out of the way, let me throw it to Kraken to explain to you the progression.
Progression. All caps, all caps.
Now, while Roblox follows a pretty standard rogue lineage-inspired class progression, we have heavily expanded the routes to which players can progress. In Roblox, we've pushed for a game that lets players progress in any way they want to, whether that be PvE, PvP, working your way up the mine progression, or gambling. There are so many avenues you can take to progress at your own pace, with unique rewards for each. Now, don't worry if something isn't exactly to your taste. We still have plans to expand the routes of progression in the future with things like fishing or cooking, and there's no plans to let the new player experience stagnate post-release. One thing I should mention, however, is that we have pulled away from just how prevalent PvP is. Now, don't freak out. All this means is you are no longer expected to kill players for majority of classes in Roblox. But we
Yes.
still do encourage PvP encounters and ganks by trying to consolidate as many players in the world as possible.
Dang it.
Digging into some more of the specifics of progression, a majority of classes require 3 things, that being alignment, experience, and silver. Alignment is effectively how much of a villain or hero your character is. It ranges on a scale from Imperial to Anarchic. Alignment is mainly gained through quests, events, and codices, which I'll talk about more in a minute. Experience is a measure of how much your character has, well, experienced. Mainly gained from killing mobs, discovering new areas, and missions, you'll naturally gain experience as you navigate the world of Roblox and tackle its countless challenges, so don't worry too much. And our last one, silver. It's silver. Mainly gained from selling things to merchants, quests, or missions, silver is your main way of buying class skills and getting services or goods from a variety of NPCs all across the world of Roblox.
Okay. Well, I
Now,
like how it
that's
showed, like,
enough about
the 3 lights
progression
on
for
the
now,
left.
at least. Let's pass it over to Q, and he'll let you know about the combat.
Ooh, this is what I want to see right here. Let's go. Depends.
Alright, I'm gonna start off with the basics. So, first of all, you got your weapon. Weapons have an M1 combo and a critical attack binded to M2 or R. Most weapons have 5 M1s in their combo, but my shotgun here has 4 M1s, with the final M1 being a blast. Now I'm gonna talk about your defensive options. So, if you hold F, you'll start blocking. There are some attacks, notably critical attacks, that will break blocks. And these attacks will outline the attacker red and sometimes have a little flash effect. If you time your block right before getting hit by a block break attack, you'll perfect block it and stun the attacker, putting the fight positive in your favor.
Okay.
Next, you got your dashes. So these are binded to Q, and you can use attacks during dashes, so you can use them as like a quick engage during combat. The dashes can also be used defensively. If someone tries to hit you during a dash, you'll dodge the attack and evade its damage. RogueBlox's combat is quite different from many of the other recent games on the platform. It's not combo, true stun, ABA combat, but it's also not parry based.
ABA.
In between stun, you'll have an escape window. If you hover over your weapon tool, you'll be able to see the escape window between your weapon and ones. While you're getting comboed, you're going to want to try to block or dash during that escape window. Alright, next I'm going to talk about mana. So if you hold G, you'll charge mana and it fills the bar on the left side of your screen. If you let go of G, it'll slowly go down. If you hold block with mana charge, you'll pull out your mana shield, which allows you to block super mage level spells. But more importantly, it lets you block attacks from behind you, and it negates block chip. So mana is a very important resource that you'll want to keep track of during combat. Next, I'll talk about the air combat. If you hold control in M1, you'll do an uppercut, which if landed will bring the fight into the air. If the uppercut whiffs or is blocked, however, you'll be punished because it has a decent amount of end lag. If you hold control in M1 during air combat, you'll do a fast down slam, which can be used to quickly end air combat. There are also aerial attacks, which are done by M1ing in the air. These are used as a quick engage, and they're true into another M1. Similarly to uppercuts though, if it's blocked or whiffed, you can be punished. Additionally, uppercuts can be used as like an air counter, so if you uppercut as your opponent uses an aerial attack, you'll always win the trade. Alright, that explains all the basics of combat. However, the way you build your character is extremely important, and I'll let Minnie explain that.
Hi, I'm Cole, not Minnie. He was busy working his scripter magic, so I'll be filling in for him here. Following the immense popularity of a specific Roblox RPG, it's clear that players love build variety. Luckily, RogueBlox has plenty to offer. At the most basic level, players' builds will consist of their class, race, weapon, and armor.
Alright. I'm a heavy weapon type of person, so
if you're
we'll
familiar
see.
with Rogue Lineage, you'll be familiar with our class system. Progression goes from base to super to ultra, with multiple different classes to choose from based on what weapon category
Is that like a
you
ranking
choose to
system?
wield and what your alignment
for like your
is.
character though?
If you choose to progress your class to ultra, you may also learn a second base class to supplement your build. However, you will not be able to progress that second base class further than that. Players may also choose to learn 2 super classes instead of an ultra, turning their build into a hybrid. Hybrid builds aren't able to progress either their currently learned classes further than super, nor are they able to learn an additional base class. Some classes may require you to learn 2 base classes before you can unlock its super, though these are pretty rare. Moving on to races. When you first join the game,
here it is.
you'll be randomly assigned a race.
What is that? Buffalo?
Each race
I mean,
has a unique look as well as a special set of passives and
I didn't hear
abilities
that.
that are unlocked as your character survives in the world of
I meant
terror.
flower.
While not totally build defining, everyone will have a race, and your race may be better suited for certain playstyles. Moving on to weapons, there's a wide variety of weapons for players to find and craft in RogueBlox. Each weapon falls under one of 5 categories, with some very rare exceptions. There are swords, daggers, spears, fists, and guns.
That's it?
These weapon categories
I guess I'm going sword then.
typically have
Or
a
spear.
unique trend in their stat spreads. For example, daggers are typically faster swinging weapons that have much lower ranges than the rest of the weapon categories in the game. On top of this, specific weapon categories allow you to use skills from their corresponding classes. For example, skills from the sword-based class may only be used with weapons that fall under the sword category.
Yeah.
Heading over to armors, players have a head, chest, feet, and outfit slot with which they can equip different armors
It just
to
said
grant
head,
themselves
chest, and
stats
legs.
resistances, with some even
No
providing
feet.
unique passives. Players will be able to see how their equipment affects their stats by navigating to their inventory and clicking on the stats button.
Where the music
Moving on
at?
to some of the more intricate aspects of build crafting, we
Like?
have sub-races, reforges,
Sub-races.
enchants, and relics. Throughout a player's progression, some people may opt to get a sub-race. Well, I don't want to spoil too much here. Sub-races drastically changed how the game's mechanics affect their character,
that's a
while providing
goblin.
them with some unique
That
skills
gotta
and
be like
passives
an
that open
Indonesian or
up
whatever.
new
And
play
that one gotta be
styles
like
and
a
builds
vampire
for
on the
people
right.
to play around.
It has to be.
Moving on to reforges. Reforges are prefixes that can be attached to weapons or pieces of armor that affect their stat spread and allow players
What's
to
that, like an
personalize
elemental?
each piece of their equipment to
What's
their
this?
liking. While
That's
some items
trash.
dropped from mobs or found in chests may have reforges, players can also use special items to modify their weapons and armor with specific reforges.
Okay.
Moving on to enchants. Enchants are modifiers that give weapons special
What's
abilities.
that, a mob over there?
Some are simple and give weapons the ability to apply status effects to yourself and your opponents on M1s, while others are more complicated and may change up how your weapon's crit works. While they may seem like only a tiny part of your build, when combined with the right relics, they can become game-changing. Finally, we arrive at relics. Relics are by far one of the most complicated pieces
What's
of
that, a
build
mob?
crafting in Roblox.
What's that, a mob?
Relics are
What's
special
that?
items
I'm sorry.
that players can equip to grant themselves unique abilities and passives that can drastically change up how their build operates. These can range from a simple double jump to granting you the ability to heal whenever you cause your opponents to bleed. Relics often synergize with one another or different status effects, so play around with it. Continuing with relics, players have 3 slots with which they may equip relics. On top of this, relics also have a unique star value ranging from 1 to 4 attributed to them based on their strength and utility. Players can equip
It's gonna be a
relics
relic that's
into
gonna be
any of their
overpowered.
3
I can see
relic
it.
slots so long as the sum of their equipped relic star value
It's
does
gonna be
not
like some
exceed
relic
4.
that affects your M1s or something like
This is
that.
to ensure that build crafting stays interesting and isn't just players equipping the 3 strongest relics in game.
Yeah, it's gonna happen.
If you're looking to push the boundaries of the game, there are some special ways for players to increase the maximum value of stars that they can have equipped.
What's that?
Once you get in game, you'll be able to discover over 60 different relics that you can play around with and use to create a build that best fits your playstyle.
60 for
With
3
the
slots.
basics of RogueBlox having been covered, that's all for the RogueBlox Direct. We
Oh, that's
can't
it?
wait to see each and every single one of you guys in the game on July 11th. We hope you're all as excited for the game's release as we are. And with all that being
Crazy.
said, thank you for watching. We'll see you very soon.
Looking to get
Okay, I don't know if it's me because I'm tired, but that did not excite me. Is that just me? I don't know, bro. I'm gonna play it though. I'm gonna be streaming on Friday. If y'all want to see it, make sure y'all like, subscribe. Y'all stay cool out there, and peace.
And on the count of 3, everybody